overzealous showmanship of our federal governments, that's not something that we shared.
That is how the sheriff is describing the armed federal agents who executed a search warrant in South Minneapolis yesterday. It led to this heated head-to-head clash with protesters. Now we're getting new details of what happened before the Lake Street standoff. Our Reg Chapman was in the thick of it all yesterday. He's here now with new reporting.
Frank, officials had a lot to say today about a federal-led investigation that escalated very quickly. Chief Brian O'Hare and Sheriff Dewanna Witt said officers and deputies helped escort federal agents away from the intersection of Bloomington Avenue and Lake Street. This was the scene Tuesday afternoon near Lake and Bloomington. A large group of people surrounding federal agents who were there as part of a federal investigation into human trafficking and drug smuggling. Sheriff Witt and Chief O'Hare both said what deputies and officers were doing there was protecting the community and trying to de-escalate a tense situation. They say local law enforcement was not involved in immigration enforcement.
The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office does not participate in immigration enforcement. Elected officials have a responsibility to their constituents to put out accurate information. They don't have to agree with it, but do not mislead the public, causing more harm to our communities.
I had concerns, and I have relayed them to our federal partners. I think the manner in which some of it was handled was tone deaf for the situation.
Now, O'Hare and Witt hope to speak with their federal partners about how this incident was rolled out. Both are not happy by the optics of this enforcement effort in the heart of the Latino immigrant community.
The latest on that tense street clash between community members and officers. The mayor of Minneapolis and the police chief today said they first learned of yesterday's federal investigation as it unfolded. Rumors flew that these were immigration raids. However, authorities say they were actually investigating human trafficking and drug trafficking. WCCO's Reg Chapman explains why some still call what happened tone deaf and poor planning.
A large group of people yelled and threw tires, garbage cans, bricks, and bottles at law enforcement Tuesday. They believed were invading their community.
When you have a standoff between people who are protesting and federal agents, one of our jobs is, yes, to keep people safe.
Police Chief Brian O'Hare says his officers were sent in to help protect the community and de-escalate a tense situation. He stood next to Hennepin County Sheriff Dewanna Witt and Mayor Fry, calling out local leaders for reaction without the facts.
So putting out the rhetoric that was a raid, it was not a raid. Putting out the rhetoric that was an immigration enforcement, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office does not participate in immigration enforcement.
But community says there's no excuse for ICE agents showing a display of force in an immigrant community.
It does not matter what DHS or what the mayor is saying they were there for. There is absolutely no need for armored tanks, for large assault rifles to be coming into our communities and terrorizing people.
Local law enforcement agree the way the feds went about it wasn't what they wanted to see. As a result, the day after the federal action, all is quiet at Lake and Bloomington.
And when we see actions like these large military operations that occur in the heart of the immigrant community, of course that's going to terrify people. Of course that's going to keep people from coming out of their homes.
Now, the sheriff said that search in South Minneapolis was one of 8 across Minnesota. Homeland Security says it did not make any arrests. The agency called the operation groundbreaking and complex, and community advocates say they will stand by the immigrant community and not allow federal agents to terrorize them.
Interesting day.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Reg.